Hey everyone, thanks for joining us for Live from the Knitting Wars. I'm Deplorable Knitter. We have Ann Pinkova and we have Carol Brown, and we are the Illuminati.
That's right.
Send them a text message.
Send who a text message? What? Although,
Everyone.
unfortunately, I look like I should be an old Middle Eastern woman at a vegetable cart.
Please buy my wares. I don't know. It's way too warm, guys. It's way too warm. Even as the knitting cult, I can't do it.
No, it's been, everybody in the comments was talking about weather. It was 94 here today with a feels like of like 105. And I live in the lake region of New York. We're not supposed to get that hot until like the end of August, or you know that very end of summer when it gets stupid and then it goes away. So
yeah, it's been raining here, so not so hot. It's been good. A little sticky though, but nothing crazy.
I live in Texas.
Cool. Well, yeah. So it doesn't matter. It's always hot there.
It's various levels of this sucks, but not like Arizona. Like I was talking to my dad on Father's Day, and he was like, "What's it like out there?" It's like if Florida and Arizona had a baby. So he's like hot and humid like ass, and I was like, "Yeah, pretty much, yeah."
Yeah, I do not like going to Florida when it's humid. It makes me sad.
I didn't mind
if I have to like live and do things. The swimming and the beaches are fine, but anything else is too hot.
I didn't mind it when I was like on my I had a deck, but if like when I was in my hammock on my deck, like that was fine, but it was also like covered and there were trees and I got to listen to like swamp stuff, so that was almost peaceful. But like walking out in the sun, no, can't do that.
Yeah, no good. So what are you guys making? I hear Anne's needles clicking, I think.
Oh yeah, they're away. Well, I was just gonna say that I've had several catastrophic yarn incidents, so
catastrophic yarn incidents. That sounds a little over
hyperbolic.
Explain.
Maybe that's fair.
Do you need the Trumpinator to come?
Well, he's always invited.
I mean, he could come and help you with these yarn issues you're having, I'm sure.
Perhaps. But no, I have been a total and complete failure when it comes to Blocked magazine. I was not able to get my ISOM shawl in time, and the Yaira hat is finished, but didn't hit my deadline. It's nice though. It's here.
So it didn't make it in either?
No.
Oh no.
It's okay though. It's a cool hat though. See that? Whoa.
It is a nice hat. I like it.
Pom-pom on it.
I'm totally into it. You should take a picture of it and tag the twins in it. They would like have such a gasm over it.
It's okay though. Don't tell them, but they can have that. It's fine.
Oh, okay. I'll tell them right now.
Oh, you don't have to tell them right now, but okay.
It's like I work with them with a direct communication line.
Sorry. I'll make a second one though, so you know. Matching
so
or inverted? That's the question.
I don't know the answer to that.
What was that?
Oh, for the hat would probably be matching.
Okay.
Yeah.
I have more yarn I can do.
Okay. Speaking of yarn, my husband, before I came in here to join you guys, my husband came in. He was like, I almost had the credit card paid off. And I was like, what are you talking about? And he's like, I see that you made a purchase of yarn yesterday. And I was like, maybe. I was like, there was a discount promo code on there. He's like, babe. Okay, I'm sorry.
That's funny.
Yeah. Oh, it cracks me up watching you guys on Knit Night because it's like, let's buy yarn time. I'm like, whoo, I can't play with you kids. That's a little fast for me.
Oh yeah, I'm definitely kind of like, to the surprise of nobody, I usually like to over catalog things that I have to remind myself why I shouldn't buy more, right? So even though I have gone out and counted all of the cakes of yarn and everything else and what I need to make with them, I'm still kind of like, but there's some space on the shelf. I could totally get some.
And then you turn into me, who has a whole thing up and around my whole sliding doors. And then there's a dresser full of yarn, and then there's more yarn that has no place to live. And my husband says,
no.
I keep making you places to put yarn and you keep filling them up, and then there's still more yarn. What are you doing? I'm like, nothing. I'm not doing anything, thank you.
Oh. Here,
well, I did finish one project yesterday, and I'm gonna partially finish this one today. And the reason I say partially finished is I can't find the second cake that I had of this yarn, so I have to go hunt it down, which is kind of sad that I lost my yarn in my house, but it's okay. I'll find it.
Cool. So, I have a very serious question for you guys.
Yes.
I don't know if Carol counts because she's new, but
Okay.
If you are looking for yarn, like I was looking for yarn before we got on because one of my neighbors is having a baby.
Mm-hmm.
I was smelling it to decide whether or not it was baby appropriate, to find out if it was like a smelly wool or not, because they were like small balls because he's going to be a baby. I don't need a full skein. Does anybody else do that? No?
It's just like the fondle of the yarn in the store. That's what I do.
Yeah. You never try to smell it to figure out what kind it is?
I have actually a really terrible sense of smell.
Okay.
I really do, because it's like either that or my husband has like some kind of like Sentimental nose. Like we'll walk into a room, he's like, "Do you smell that?" And I was like, "No, I don't smell anything." Right? And he'll go around and try and locate the smell, and he'll be at it for like a good 10 minutes, and he'll find it, but I'll still be there like I don't smell anything. So
my husband doesn't have a good sense of smell unless somebody in our neighborhood is burning something, and then he's at the windows going, Who's burning? Where's that fire? I'm like, man.
I'm kind of that way. Oh, I'm kind of that way too, where I'll get like this sort of weird like half scent of smoke, and I'll be wandering around like trying to find it and find out normally it's something totally innocuous, but I'm like, you smell warm plastic? Which sounds like a weird question to ask, but that thing where like you've left a spatula on the burner or something, and you're like, hang on, am I hallucinating? I could be hallucinating, but I'm going to go around the entire place first. One time I did that, I smelled that, and it was actually a string of fairy lights that was like melting and on fire, which I hadn't had that happen to me before, so it was a good thing I caught it.
That is a good thing.
Not entirely unfounded paranoia of fire.
Thank you for being safe. I appreciate it.
Or something.
Thanks for not lighting yourself on fire.
Yeah, thanks for not dying. Happy. It's really good that you were considerate of my feelings that have your existence continue. Thank you.
Well, I try, but also I'm kind of a big fan of not burning to death or the destruction
of my most people are.
Or I'm telling you, this was an entirely selfish decision. Yeah, Diana says there's something is melting in the bottom of the dishwasher. Yeah, it's a very particular burning plastic.
Oh, I did not see this. Kat said, I'm sure Neil is more excited that Emma in the moment came out as trans and non-binary for Pride. We called it when she cut all her hair off.
Yeah, but it's sad though.
It's
like she doesn't look well. Not to, comment on people's personal appearance on a live stream. I'm doing it. The poor gal doesn't look well.
Oh man, I missed my chance to be non-binary again. Fuck.
It's okay. Pride will come around.
Still got a couple of weeks.
No, it won't be as funny if I do it. It will look like I'm trying to follow a trend. I'm like, no, I am the trend. Fuck off. So
it's me. I'm the trend you're looking for.
Yes. I'll have to plan better next year.
I don't know. The minute she cut all her hair off, dude, I have a sixth sense for this. When I got kicked off of Ravelry and Casey, that's name? Yeah, Casey, told me I was a homophobe. I said, when he comes back, because he disappeared for 6 weeks, I said, when he comes back, he's going to be trans. When she shaved her head, I said she's gonna be trans. So there you go. I don't know if that's a thing. Is it like gaydar? Like I
I was
can
about
like
to say,
sniff
do you have
the air and
trans
figure
art?
out who's
My
gonna be.
gaydar is historically very poor. I gotta say, you have to explicitly tell me. Like, I will not. I'll just be like, oh, well, you can just be like that. That's fine. Like, no, I'm gay. Oh, okay. Oh, right. Sorry, missed it.
I've always noticed that the he to she trans always go through like this hot pink phase where they like bleach their hair like like I don't know why, but they always do it, and then they kind of grow out of it afterwards. But that's like the benchmark on their way, right? Like they have to, if they don't make it there, then they're probably going to go back.
Yeah, I don't know, man. Should I dye my hair hot pink, or do I need to wait until June 1st for that too?
You do whatever you want.
Man.
Oh, that's what
Sorry,
I should get
yawning.
I should get an avatar and just give it like hot like pink or purple hair next year. I'm making a note from future me. Hold on, I'll be right
Yeah,
back.
seriously.
Please
Like,
hold.
note for future Caro. Remember, June is coming. Be super gay.
She's looking at you like that's almost exactly what I was gonna write. So whatever.
Right.
Adam wants to know when I'm vegan, become I'm trans. Yeah, it's fairly accurate too. That's true. Okay, so nobody else smells yarn, which makes me sad.
Yeah, I don't know. I will definitely feel yarn.
No, like
Speaking
if
of
I have
fire, you can burn yarn, but yeah, I don't know that I've necessarily smelled for wool content, though it makes sense. It's not impossible.
I do it all the time. Like I do it all the time. All the time. If it's a half ball of wool of yarn and I'm trying to figure out if it's wool or acrylic. Okay, Therese smells yarn. Thank you, Therese. I was
There we
starting to
go.
think I was like crazy. I mean, I still might be, but at least I'm not the only one that smells their yarn. So that's good. So I was smelling yarn because I want to knit for my neighbor's baby. And Cinco Farm says she loves smelling her wool. So there you go. I'm not the only one, which is nice. But if a baby's being born at the end of August, what size like cardigan should I make them? Should I make them like a 3 to 6 month because it's the end of summer? They might not wear it right away. They might be a big baby. Does that sound accurate?
That's what I do, but I
Okay.
don't know. I generally assume for a larger child, but that's just kind of me.
So should I do like a 6 to 12 kind of thing, you think? Because that would take it most way through like winter.
I don't know. I would say 3 to 6, but also I'm no expert.
My kids are old now, and it's like it's weird because I remember them being babies, but also I'm like, how I don't remember these specific things anymore. So I don't know. Best thing to size up. Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Maybe I'll make a 6 to 12. Okay, sorry. Yes.
True. No, I'm gonna say, here, look at my failure blanket. The blanket itself is fine, but this is the I cannot do anything else. This is garter stitch. It's size 11 needles. It's with this like weird acrylic cotton mix, something from Hobby Lobby that I just remembered. It is not a large blanket at all. It will probably grow when I wash it, but there, it's a baby blanket. That's it.
It's my failure blanket.
Yes. Hopefully it's not like too big of loops for baby fingers, whoever. It should be fine. Maybe. I don't know. I don't
It
have
looks
kids.
fine. I crocheted my babies their blankets because I wasn't knitting them, and they had holes in them, and nobody got their finger torn off, so we're probably all right.
Okay.
Just saying.
One of my coworkers' wives has got baby fever, something fierce. So I was thinking about going ahead and making a blanket ahead of time. So like, what kind of like, I don't know jack shit about this. So like, what kind of yarn should I use for that?
Acrylic.
Okay.
Something
Just regular-
fluffy and very washable.
Yeah, I like acrylic. I like baby yarn. And since you're a crocheter, I love to make the shell pattern blanket. I
Okay.
can send you the pattern.
Oh, I should practice
really-
this.
Yeah, it's a nice shell stitch, and it's easy once you get the hang of it.
Okay.
So
I'm ready. Neil was
says
trying to
she's
get
got-
me into the Tunisian. I think that's the way I'm supposed to say it to make everybody else upset. Tunisian?
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah.
But so
My sorry, talking of baby blankets. I don't know if this blanket will be used for that purpose, but one of my cousins, his wife's having a baby, and they're very excited, and it's very unexpected. And so my aunt comes up to me and she's like, so can you make something for the baby? And she's like, saying like, how much money do I need to pay you? And I'm just like, dude, it's my own cousin's baby. You're fine. You're fine. It's great. I'll make something. But she's like concerned, like, no, this is a big deal that they're having this child, and it's a big deal that you're making something. And I'm like, dude, there's just crap everywhere. I'll make something for the kid. Don't worry.
It's fine.
Like you
they
don't
understand. Get it. Like we want to. It's fine. It's not a big deal.
Right. It's like
we'll do it.
I have a lot of stuff that I knit all the time. I'll fit you in the schedule. It'll be all right.
Yep. Oh my goodness. Oh, speaking of babies, our little boy Bryson, who got burned a month ago.
Oh yes.
He got all of his bandages off, and he is finally able to take a bath. It was a very big day at their house today, so very excited.
Yeah,
that was fun.
Well, that's nice.
He's doing better. Yeah. Diana Clark says, I love this yarn from Hobby Lobby for babies. It's soft and it's machine washable.
Okay, I'm gonna make a note of that. Thank you.
Mm-hmm. Their yarn's pretty good. I don't mind it much.
Mm-hmm.
So, what else is happening, ladies?
It's like one of those things where it's like I've had stuff that's happened, but I can't talk about it. So it's like,
well, you've had.
I got to go to a meetup. It was really busy, and I didn't leave the booth like at all. Like all I did was just sell stuff for 4 hours, so that was exciting. It was fun because there was like influencers that were everywhere, and I was like, man, I could go talk to them, but I have so much stuff to sell. And it was kind of funny because some guys would come up and be like, I bought everything that you guys have. There's nothing else. And I was like, that bitch, I've got stickers, and so I was like throwing stickers at people at that point.
It's like, oh yeah.
You think you got everything? You don't. I got something that we haven't even sold yet. So
gotcha.
That was fun. Everybody was so nice there too. Like everybody who was like in the line was so patient because like they had to wait like a long ass time, and then by the time they got to me, it was like the hottest part of the whole restaurant. To the point where like I grabbed a fan and was like trying to fan them down because we were all sweating. It was absolutely ridiculous. And probably the most annoying thing that happened is at one point, I don't know if it's just the way that the sound system was set up, but they kept turning the music up. And so when the place is already full, you already have to talk loud, but then you had like loud music in the background on top of it. And so we're all sitting there trying to scream each other to be heard. It was crazy.
And you got to see Carrie, didn't you? I saw a picture.
I did, yeah. I felt kind of bad because she was like, I'm here. And I was like, oh shit. So like ran over and like I gave her like that hug and we took the selfie and then I had her come talk to Eric. And then that's all I did. Like we didn't get to have a conversation or anything. I had to go right back to it. Man, I did her like, it was in the short time that I stood with her to have her talk to Eric, like almost everybody came over to get a picture with her. Like there was almost a line for people to have one with her. And I was like, maybe we should set you up a table too. Like, did you bring anything to sell? Like we can make it happen right now.
Yeah, there's something about Carrie. She's just so, I don't know, lovely.
She's delightful.
And approachable.
She's delightful.
Mm-hmm. My chair's not in the right spot.
I want to be friends with Carrie. I have to be better about talking to Carrie.
Yeah. Do you guys live near each other? Near enough each other?
I think we're 2 hours away from each other. So
that's not terrible.
In Texas, that ain't nothing.
Yeah.
Yeah, if Neil was here, he would be like 2 hours. Well, never mind, but it's not so bad.
Anne gave me like a fun moment last week where she was like, hey, do you want to do this thing? And I was like, oh yeah, sure. Who else is going to be there? And she was like, no, I thought that it would just be like a you and me thing and we could talk. And I was like, on the phone? And she was like, yeah. I was like normal people? Like,
whoa.
I forgot how to do this. And I was so awkward in the call too. I was like, hi, what's up?
Who are you talking to, this Anne?
Yeah.
I call her all the time.
I
But then
don't,
again, I'm
though.
old, so I do phone calls.
No, I haven't had
I do phone calls with friends. I'm that person, I guess.
I forgot how to do it because like the last time outside of like talking to my family during like crises, like the only time I've talked to anybody on the phone like that was probably like middle school. Because when I lived in England, the cell phone that I had, it charged per minute. And so I only had like a 20-pound card on it. So it was really kind of like in case of emergency. So it wasn't for leisure. And then when I moved to America after the military, I ended up working in a call center for a year. And that gave me like major phone aversion. Like anytime somebody would call, like I would wait for the answering machine to get it, or like I'd have to vet it and make sure it was like actually my family or something like that. So.
Yeah, no. So I'm the person, Anne texts me, and then I call her with my response, which I know everybody hates, but sometimes like we're talking like podcast stuff, and I'm like, this is not a text. Sometimes it's just because I'm doing something like driving and I can't text her, and sometimes it's just because I like to talk to her. How is she supposed to be my person if I never talk to her?
That's true.
Yeah, it was just an interesting social moment for me because I was like, I have forgotten how to do this. Like, I don't know how to engage like this.
That's funny.
Yeah. How to say the word things.
How do I say things? Like, there's no chat for me to read. What do I do?
Oh my God. That's funny.
Oh, speaking of chat for me to read, Timo Burnham is in the chat. And I have his books.
Got Timo's books. Oh,
what are they?
Whoa. Look at that.
Pull them up for those of us not in the know.
Yeah. Dawn of the Black Sun and Shadows Within. Oh, hi. Anyways, I haven't opened it. I hope they're any good. Don't let me down, Timo. So
I just had you hold those up so that you could, be on your own.
Do that.
Don't choke, Carol.
Also,
that was beautiful.
Sorry, you probably know him better than we do. But anyways, see, there he is. But also funny story to embarrass a respectable man on the internet. I'm going for it. So anyways, so I had a picture of that with the Yaira book because I got them both on the same day. And I put it on Twitter, tag and everything. I put it on Instagram. I'm like, oh, I don't follow Timo on Instagram. And I noticed that he had an account, tagged him in it, realized I'm like, oh, this is like a personal account from a couple of years ago. This isn't an author account. Okay, untag him. Okay, personal account. Timo's holding out on us. I'm just saying. Like, he's sitting there with the little anime filter, and I get it. He's trying to sell books. But Timo is like a whole dude who can do backflips. Like, what? What? Like, come on, man. You're hiding that? You're just like keeping that off to the side? What's with,
maybe he's going to have to bust it out at some point in time, and he didn't want you spreading all the secrets.
Maybe.
I'm just saying.
It is posted on Instagram. It's a public account. So.
But like you said, it's old. I'm just saying.
Fair. But also,
I was going to have
book says Kung Fu.
Oh, he knows what he's talking about? Method acting?
Or something. Probably method acting, exactly. Probably not lightning hands, but I don't know. I saw Big Trouble in Little China. I'm sure.
Send me questions because I'm actually going to interview Timo on my channel on the last Saturday of the month.
So he says he's old now. What do you want from him, man?
More backflips. Get in shape.
More backflips.
Let's go.
Yeah. What's with that?
Yeah, no. You guys are funny. So what are the books about? Do I know?
What's the blurb? What's the blurb?
The blurb.
Hello.
What up,
Hello.
Amy?
Hello.
Hello. That took a lot more effort than I thought.
Got the internet to work out.
We'll see.
I knock on wood, knock on press board. My internet hasn't died yet. It's been threatening.
Yeah.
But
Sorry.
Okay, so you're telling us about that book.
anyways, bullet point intro. An exile with a sword that speaks, a wandering master haunted by regret, a fisherman's son who has lost everything. Sorry. Man, make me read aloud on things. All right. This is the worst. Reading out loud.
Big while you do it?
No, please don't. All right. At the outer edge of an empire, Ryushu, I hope that's how that's pronounced. We ain't going back, kids. Lives the quiet and boring life of a fisherman's son. But when strange men with murderous intent arrive at the cove, he is thrust into a wider world. Now, with the help of a mysterious wanderer, he must make a journey to the top of the titanic Mount Garan to be trained by the legendary masters of Hyo. Can he survive the brutal climb? Does he have the strength, not just of body, but of mind and spirit? There's more, but
cool.
Yes.
Sounds interesting.
I am also excited because these don't just have cool maps and stuff, but they have like yak monsters. Whoa. Anyways, I'm a fan. Oh.
Well, it's cool that you just ordered some, so there you go,
Hey.
Timo. We take PayPal for referrals.
Finder fee be 5%. I'm just saying.
I'm just kidding.
And Daniel Powell just said the actress that played the princess in Big Trouble in Little China is her cousin. What?
Cool. I don't know what that is, but that sounds cool.
It's a movie. It's a really good movie.
I'm sure
It's a
movie.
phenomenal movie.
Yeah, it's a great movie.
It's Kurt Russell's finest moment.
Hey, speaking of Kurt Russell, I see that you still have all your hair.
Oh, it's going tomorrow.
Oh, sorry. Maybe I spilled beans.
Oh, that's fine. No, I was reliably informed that I should not walk into the hairdressers with the picture from Escape from New York and like, can I have that? No, not the eye patch. But, oh, here.
I like that picture. I don't know why you couldn't walk in with that and ask for it.
I mean, that's
although
here.
It's not my hair, so I guess.
Well, I think
I'm not as invested.
I think the thing is that I showed it to my mother and I'm like, so what do you think of this? And she's like, the sex change? Like, no, the eye patch. Come on.
That's fantastic.
Here.
Boy.
If anyone wonders where I get it from. Anyways, while I'm searching for this, how are you, Amy?
What's happening? Glad to see you.
I'm here.
I feel like it's been a while. I mean, it's obviously been 2 weeks, but it seems like longer.
Did you read those books? The older education books?
No.
I've
been meaning to do that for like a year and a half now, so I don't think I'll be speedy about it. So.
Okay. I was stupidly excited to get your take on it, but yeah.
I'm gonna have to like sit down and like really like go through it and study it, so that's gonna be the thing, you know.
Okay.
That's gonna take time.
Okay.
But I did want to say I've gotten quite a few packages from people for Let Them Live, which I have not been able to open yet, but I got them.
Cool.
They're here. I just haven't been able to source
been able to open them?
Just work, Father's Day, and just
life.
Life.
Like busy. Like this isn't all you do. What?
So I got them. I opened them. I'm like, oh, it looks awesome, and then they're all sitting in the front room, waiting to become packages.
So Mrs. Emmy is asking about Shark Week products. Yes, we're going to have them. Neil is drawing us our logo. We don't have it yet. As soon as I get it, I will make fantabulous Shark Week accoutrements for you guys. So there you are.
And of course, everyone who enters Shark Week will get stickers. So that is also.
Oh, and
Yes.
and I finished charting my Shark Week pattern today. So it's going to be ready for you guys to be ready to knit it if you choose to, which I'm excited about. It has sharks on it, in case you were curious.
Spoilers.
Oh my God. It's already been a really long week, and it's Tuesday.
It's Tuesday. Yeah.
Dude, I had the worst weekend. I didn't know what day it was for the whole weekend. My dad said, I wish you had had the kids make me a card for Father's Day. I'm like, I didn't know what day it was. I couldn't do it. I have no idea. So, yes, it's going to be a hat. You could also possibly make it into a cowl. It will be color work. My shark pattern, just so you know. That was a question in the comments. I didn't just randomly burst out with that.
And Tickety Tickety is wondering where to send a blanket for Amy.
You can either email me at twosistersandsomeryarn@gmail.com or just hit me up on Instagram and I'll send you my address. And if you can't remember that, pester one of these two and they'll hook you up with me.
Yeah, we can forward you.
Because I always need stuff. So I think I got like 3 or 4 really large size packages, which again, if anybody needs help shipping, number 1, let me know. I can help you with that. And number 2, use pirate ship because it's way cheaper. Those boxes will be gone within the next probably 2 mailings. So thankfully I'm not a paid volunteer, so I can take my sweet time. And I'm the only one there that does that.
She's going to email you. Yeah.
Yeah. And I think to repeat it, it's twosistersandsomeryarn@gmail, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Or on Instagram, 2 Sisters and Some Yarn.
Okay. Yeah. She says she doesn't do social media, so.
Gotcha.
Email.
Don't blame you.
Yeah, right? It's a trash heap.
Although I have been doing, I don't know if everybody else has been doing their 30 days of scripture. I've been posting 30 days of, like, every day I post a scripture that I put on a pretty image that I found on this app that I use on my personal page. I haven't done it on the sister page because that's, not for that. But, and hopefully within the next month-ish, I'll have my act together and there'll be some interesting new cool stuff on Pro-Life Knitter. If you are on social media, if you're not, I don't know how to, I can't help you with that because I don't have a website yet because it's not free and I don't have money for that. So hopefully there'll be a cool little new thing coming to that. That's all I'll say.
Cool.
Nice.
Supplies. I got a supplies coming.
Very good.
But that's it. I mean, work. This. I did, my friends asked me, they're like, so what'd you get Paul for Father's Day? I'm like, same thing he got me, a card. Just saying.
My husband didn't get me a card for Mother's Day. Because my birthday's the week before, and so he just he's like, hey, we did birthday stuff. I'm like, yeah, it's fine. Like, I don't care. No, we got him an Xbox gift card.
Either, because I can go buy myself a present. Like, my friends and I were talking, and maybe we could poll the crowd, but they were talking about how, like, girls love flowers no matter what, just all the time for any reason. And I was like, not really. Myself, like, okay, cool, if you bring me flowers, that's fine. But I'm a big girl, and I can go to Sam's and buy my own bouquet for $15. Like, I'd much rather him vacuum the living room like he does. So, like.
That's fair.
My husband, we have a tradition now. He buys me flowers the day after Valentine's Day when all the roses are half price. And I'm thrilled with that. Like, I don't need him paying a whole bunch of money for them. It makes me happy. So,
yeah.
Give me yarn to clean the house, Tinkle Farm says. I'm with that too. Yeah, but if you are going to be buy flowers. Like half price is my jam. Like I
Right.
don't want you to spend a bunch of money on that stuff. We got
No.
other things we gotta do.
See, I'm in the, well, not that anyone's getting me Mother's Day stuff, but I am the 1800s woman, or I'm just like, oh no, I just buy bouquets to have them. I'm sorry, it's seasonal time for it's sunflower season.
I
I'm
do
doing
buy
some.
flowers just to have. I try. I don't make it every week, but I try every Friday to go and get flowers or some point before Friday, so that for the Sabbath, my goal is that I've cleaned up the house and we have dinner and it's the Sabbath and the flowers are out and it's pretty.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously, I don't accomplish that every week or weeks on end, but I do try.
Sometimes I buy my own self flowers, but I clean the house where I put a new bouquet out every week. So if it's still fresh from the cleaning house, I just bring it home and then I have free flowers. I'm so cheap. It's so terrible.
Well, I'm buying Sam's flowers with their little 7-day fresh guarantee. Well, I'll bring those bad boys back.
That's funny.
Yeah. Oh, here. To finish out my lame joke. Not that you really needed it. But yeah, that's the do, everybody.
Oh, wait, hold on.
Oh, you don't need, oh gosh.
Yeah.
Oh no, we need Kurt Russell full.
Yeah. Full screen Kurt Russell. I think I can probably set my jaw just as the whole time, just so she gets the feeling. All right, Escape from New York. His face and his hair didn't move once. He was like gladiator fight and getting shot at. That hair did not move. I was so jealous. But
so is that what you're striving for with yours?
Yeah, immovable Ken doll hair.
Yeah, well, that takes product and editing.
Yes, probably, but exactly that look. I mean, it isn't flipping over to ladies' styles. I mean, it's not too far from Peggy Carter, after all. So that's fair. Pegs
is curled and styled and coiffed. His is greasy and you woke up on the wrong side of the bed.
Oh, but as you just said, lots of product for the greasy and woke up on the wrong side of the bed.
Yes,
it takes effort to look this disheveled.
Yes.
But yeah, though.
Hey, whoever just emailed me, I got it.
Hey. But yes, my sister-in-law said instead show them this picture. See the boopsy girl? That's the one that you take into the salon and be all like, I want to look like this girl. Not hi. I want to. Yeah, I want to get out of Dodge and I want my hair to reflect this. Like, you know.
And you do have very straight hair, though, you know. That's some wave to it, you know, from that picture.
Yeah.
She's got a little body to it, though.
She's got a little bit, but
when it's short, it might do more.
Yeah, if we flip this sort of scraggly bit up higher, it might work.
Well, it's layers, too, so.
Right, there you go.
Yeah.
See, my
father on the wrong side of the apocalypse.
Clearly, I don't care. The wrong side of the apocalypse. Clearly, I don't care about hair. I literally flip my hair over every month or so and trim off the dead ends, and we call it a day.
My mom cuts mine every year. Once a year, I get a haircut from my mother. I went through
the effort of, like, okay, and you could say I'm culturally appropriating, but I have one of those hair bonnets. Really, it helps your hair. It really, really does. And I was like, you know what? I'm going to do my hair for church. So I Google how to do the bobby pin twist, you know, like back in the day that Ann loves. And I followed the instructions and I did it all over my head. And bobby pins were everywhere. I had to buy bobby pins. They used a big old box to send me a little thing of bobby pins from Amazon. I had to buy bobby pins. Did it all. Sat all night. 15 hours to stuffs in my hair. Yes, I used product before I put them in and did all that. Took it out. It was curly for about 4.3 minutes. And then it fell.
Yeah. That's what my hair does. Well, no, not anymore.
Hey, I have no body to my hair whatsoever. Like my hair for my wedding, literally like was crunchy. It had that much product in it to keep the curls. Mm-hmm. And for 2, it is 99% humidity here. So I don't know why I even tried.
Yeah. Well, so my hair used to be like that. And then after I had my second child, who has curly hair, I now have curly hair. My hair used to be stick straight, and now I have curly hair, and I don't like, not like ringlets, but it's got definite wave and body to it. And I don't know how that happened. How did that happen?
I've heard your hair changes after pregnancy. Mine did not. It just, you know.
But I had the curly haired kid. It just does not make sense to me. So anyway, because the curls came from my husband's side. So what? They traveled through the placenta up into my brain and gave me curls. I don't get it. I don't know.
Look, DK, people
Carol?
can pick their genders. Your hair could get curly. I mean, you know, just deal with it.
I guess so. I just see. I can't even get over the curly hair thing. I don't think that I could go with the whole gender thing. It's too much for me. My brain is too small. It does not understand. So, I mean, it says hormones. Whatever.
Did I miss you?
God works in mysterious ways. That is also true.
Did I miss you
What's
talk
up?
politics? Because I would just like to
We haven't
discuss Biden's, you know, aimless wandering lately. That's, you know.
Well, we haven't talked any politics, but I heard that they're getting ready for July surprise, which is going to be where they rip him out and the whole race changes. Thoughts?
I've not heard that. I figured another virus would pop up or something, but, you know.
That's an option.
I would say not impossible, but I wouldn't put money on it.
I don't know. Like, he's so senile, though, that, like, they can't even pretend he's not anymore. What are they going to do?
But they do pretend. That's the part I don't understand.
They do. They
Is that
do.
what-
Dude,
I
did you
had a-
see him? Did you see him shit his pants in front of all the World War II veterans? I mean, come on. How can they pretend that that's not happening?
Allegedly.
Carol,
Allegedly.
you didn't see it?
Overlord.
He walked over.
No, he did like a little
He
squat.
like did like a squat, and then Jill's behind her hand shouting at him, and the guy directly behind him is like,
And
it
they're
was
like,
bad.
and they're like, oh, it's because he thought there was a chair behind him, or the chairs behind him were closer. It's like, yeah, but he stood there crouched a while.
Mm-hmm. Oh no,
Yeah, they're
you're
now
saying all the clips of him are fake. No, this is what I was trying to get though. The level of elder
you're
abuse is gross.
exactly.
I agree.
No,
That's what I've
that-
been saying.
The one
He was a piece of shit, but now they're just doing mean things to him.
right, like
No,
the
that
day where-
what's her face? The press secretary said that was a fake clip. The exact same clip was posted by Obama's account, where
Yeah.
Obama's like shuffling him towards
Yeah,
where he's
that
supposed
one.
to be.
And I'm like, I mean, okay, everybody knows what old person gait looks like, and okay, that's fine. He's old. That's not old is fine, but cognitively competent is another story. And it just seems like I'm like, what drug are they giving him? Because they're not giving him. Yes, we do.
Maybe that's why we can call it, and not everybody knows.
Like they go hide behind the sofa. You're like, what are you doing?
We had-
Nothing.
We had a tent, like one of those play tents. One of my kids would always go in the play tent and hide. maybe the president needs a tent to hide in so that he
But, like,
can go in peace.
Okay, I'm not a medical person, so like clearly they're not giving him a stimulant, right? So what are they giving him to make him sometimes cognizant and other times he's just
Look, I would.
what's happening?
My guess is that whatever is running through his veins is barely organic material at this point for the amount of stuff that they're
Well,
putting in.
That is true, but it's sad. The whole thing is sad that this is where we live now.
It is sad. So are they going to have the debate, or are they going to come up with some excuse to not have it?
They're saying they're throwing out stupid demands. It's like, oh, and there shouldn't be any people. Oh, and it should be seated, and this and that. And here I have this is
Y'all
quote
should
from
live
Obama.
react to it if they actually do it.
Fair enough.
What day is it?
Okay, here quote from Biden. You know, my son says you ought to have a, you know, we all have various short-term descriptions for your jobs, for your what you accomplished. And you should say Joe Jobs, because it's about jobs, about giving people a shot. You give them a shot, they never let you down. Applause.
We'll
And
never
then Obama
give you
says,
up.
there you go. What?
It's just word vomit.
What'd you say, Kara?
Oh, I said never give you up. 'Cause
Yeah,
she said never let you down. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I just envision the sign language interpreter going.
I would not want, so like I know a little bit of sign language from when I worked with kids, and sometimes I'd have to interpret a little bit. But yeah, if you don't have context, and this, one of the things that they made us do when we were having to learn sign language in college is that they would actually put like gibberish on to make us like so that we wouldn't like be signing the wrong thing. But you could always watch because they were like trying to make sense of it and like.
Well, I can tell you that White House interpreter, I'm pretty sure she's a certified deaf interpreter. And that she's just they're all just running off a script because I've watched her not interpret what he says.
Wow.
That seems wrong.
Like or she grossly modified it. Like remember the little girl when he made a comment about the little girl and how cute she was and her little dress. This was like a while ago. I can't remember what it was, but it was a very odd comment to make about a little girl, and it was, I guess, some guests that they had there, and it was like, in her cute little dress and she's beautiful, and just the way he said it, the words he said were super creepy, but what she signed was like cute little girl or something. Like she totally left out the creepy stuff.
Well, you'll see that sometimes with subtitles too, where he will totally like garble or say like that's not a word or something, and they'll just like put in a normal word in there as if I don't know, you just misheard it. You just misheard the.
I was trying to think because the creepy, I guess my first question is it an English first interpreter or is it like a deaf first? Because their vernacular is different.
What it usually is these days on most of these, is the hearing interpreter is interpreting the speaking, and then on screen you're seeing the certified deaf interpreter. So the deaf interpreter is taking the sign language the hearing person's doing and putting it in better deaf context.
Putting it in the right. Okay.
Right. But
yeah,
there is always, for these kind of things, a script. Just like all those music videos, you'll see concerts of the interpreters at the concerts. They're not live interpreting that. They've studied every single lyric. And
they get down with it, too. They're always like...
They get down. And so they have studied every single song of that performer, and they know the set list, and they know what they're doing. They're not live interpreting that except for the chit-chat in between, So probably either the script, they just kept on the script, or... one of the interpreters changed it. And I'm not saying for sure she is a certified deaf interpreter. I believe I've heard that in many instances like that, they use that now because it's technically more accurate for the deaf people. So.
Yeah, they're pretty particular about who gets to translate for them.
Yeah, one of my old interpreting teachers was an interpreter during one of the Clinton campaigns or something. And it's a lot of, and he's a hearing guy, but it's a lot of steps to get up to that level. So,
yeah, the White House is always kind of like, I don't know what the correct word is. I'll let you guys make it up, but they're definitely particular about who's on staff wherever they go. There was a guy that I worked with, and he was in a hotel, and I guess somebody from the Senate was coming to have dinner at the hotel. So first thing they did was they bought out the entire restaurant, so only this guy could come in and eat. Right. Yeah. Good use of funds. And then the other thing is that if there was anybody with a felony on staff, they weren't allowed to be in the hotel that night. Now, I don't know if you guys know anything about hospitality, but it's like the backup career for people that get out of prison. So like the whole hotel was like understaffed that night. And the guy that told me this story, he's like, I was the only one in the kitchen that hadn't gone to jail, so I had to do fucking everything all night. So.
Well, I guess at least, it was only them there. So at least he wasn't cooking for a full house on his own.
Well, no, but he still had to do all the house calls and the room service.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Fun. Be like, it'll be 3 hours for your grilled cheese. Sorry, because I'm the only one here without a record.
Yeah. Yeah, so I don't know what word you want to use. I guess protective is the kind word to use.
I don't know. I mean, I just know it is very stringent to be political, legal, and medical interpreter. So it's different certifications. So
Yeah, it wasn't like that like 10 years ago. They upped the program definitely for that, because before you used to just have an associate's and they'd be like, oh yeah, you can come in, but now it's like to do that you have to have like a bachelor's and like various.
They changed it because I graduated with my education degree in 2001, and I was trying to get a minor in or a double degree in interpreting, and I had like 3 classes left, one of which was fingerspelling because I suck at fingerspelling still to this day, and and my 3 classes in like my internship or something. And at the time it was an associate's and it was educational interpreting. And had I gone then and taken the exam, I probably could have passed the exam and been RID certified, but I didn't, and picked the illustrious, well-paying career of education and chose to do that. And then by the time I was like, well, let me see if I want to go down this road again. By that point, you then had to have a bachelor's degree of some kind and something else. And I'm like, I'm not going back to school for this, because guess what? Interpreting doesn't pay that great. And it's a lot around here. It's a lot of, hurricane work, you're on call, to interpret during the hurricanes and travel. And I was like, nah, I think I'm good. But there's different levels of certification, and that changed probably like 15 years ago now. So, because I should have done it. I should have walked out. I should have gone to Baton Rouge in 2001 and taken my test. I probably would have passed. So, because I think all that was left was a little bit of theory and figure spelling. Because I put that off to the very end. That's like your first year of classes, and I put it off to the end. I hated figure spelling.
My husband took some sign language classes with me because we had to both get like some kind of language class. So he did it with me. And it's been really handy because we'll be on separate sides of the room and I'll be like signing like, I want to leave now, right?
Yeah.
And then he'll be kind of like,
that was handy moment because it was a very small program. Obviously, not very many people pick it. And once you got past 1 and 2, which is what people use as a foreign language, once you got past 1 and 2, then you were actually doing it to be an interpreter. So then we got smaller and smaller and smaller. And that was the other hard part, is not the classes wouldn't get filled and you were stuck without the classes. You had to wait for the semester. But like this was, college before everybody had cell phones. So we'd be like upstairs in our wing of the classes, and then your friends would be down like in the quad down below, and you bang on the window so they could see you, and then you're signing and making plans of where we're going to go to lunch, what are we doing, da 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 da. Now
when my homework when I was taking the sign language classes is that we had to go to deaf night out, because they would all congregate to like a restaurant, and so it's like you have to go and talk to them, and so we'd be out there like doing all this kind of stuff. And I learned so many signs, and unfortunately my instructor got pissed because I learned all the things that they didn't want me to learn, like
Yep.
I felt really bad because one of the things, at least that the group that I used to like to hang out with, is they like to scream like curse words out, but of course they sound kind of like garbled, and so like sometimes the staff are like, "Do they need help?" It's like, they're fine, don't worry.
Yep, I always tell people, I'm like, I will teach you some sign, but I'm not just teaching you the curse word. So yes, those are the fun ones, but
you're no fun. Jeez.
Yeah, I told one of my teachers that I knew a little bit of sign. I didn't tell him how much, and it's like, oh yeah, like I talk with my hands a lot. What do I say? It's like, well, you say tree a lot, and you're like done, and like you do that like all the time. Sometimes it's confusing because you'll say something, then you'll sign tree, and I'm like, what the fuck does a tree have to do with algebra? Good sign language talk, I think.
I know sometimes on here they're like, okay, Amy, what is Neil saying? Sign it for him. I'm like, I don't know British Sign Language.
They are different, yeah.
Like, I don't know.
Because they need both hands. It's not just because I talked to a girl who was from Scotland because they use the British language up there too. And she was like, it's so strange that you only use one hand. It doesn't make any sense to me. I was like, well, sometimes, we like to hold shit, right? And we still need to talk.
Excuse me, I need to both talk and hold a cheeseburger. It's part of my culture.
Yeah.
I mean, a lot of
Exactly.
signs. They're not all one-handed signs. So
Well, not all of them, but like it's like the way that they
there's
have
a
it here.
dominant hand. You know?
Yeah, and then you've got like your base hand that you can sign with. So even if you're holding something,
Right.
you can still do it. But they don't do that over there. They have to have like both hands for everything.
Like,
They just like to be
if you have to have both hands
Like
for
Napoleon
everything, then
Dynamite.
you can't talk while you're driving or while you're eating.
Let
or
me
while
tell you,
you're...
that is a fun experience. If you've never driven with a deaf person and they're signing to you, I'm like,
Yeah.
oh, we're gonna die.
Yeah, they'll like
Well-
sign like in front of you and look at you. It's like stop.
I'm like, drive. And they're like, it's fine.
We have a deaf college here, so I've never driven with one myself, but I've been behind plenty of cars where I'm like, I'm concerned for the driver because I feel like this is not safe, but that's okay, you know.
It's always fun when I walk like I think it was in Florida. There was like a deaf couple that lived in my area, and the husband would go to the store and he would always have like these domestics on the phone. So he would like turn on the FaceTime and be like, "You want eggs or not?"
It's amazing.
And I was trying not to bore her, but of course, like when you see somebody signing, you're kind
I
of like, "Oh, what are they talking about? I want to know."
And I'm like, it's eyes dropping. Oy.
I am almost done with this blanket.
Yay!
Which blanket? Which one?
I'm making a little baby blanket cause
Oh.
I'm a failure.
You're not a failure.
Because I made a little baby blanket and it's okay.
She needed a break.
Uh,
She needed a break from her other projects. I started a hat that I don't like, so I'm going to stop that now.
I'm just knitting a washcloth because it's mindless and doesn't require any thinking. So
Nice.
I'm trying desperately to focus on the whips and finish them, you know, and not cast on too much more stuff until I finish some things. But
I'm making a shawl.
did you find more yarn or did you do
Is
something
it a new shawl?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I love that yarn.
Pretty.
Yeah.
Is that from Hobby or is that the other? or
No,
the Hobby Lobby?
It's from Melanie by Wooltrum. Let's see.
Oh.
I'll put it in the chat if anybody wants to get it. But
stranded? Is it that stranded one?
yeah. My weakness. I'm kind of like I know it's not super durable, but I fucking
But I love them. They're so pretty. Yeah, Hobby has some, and Hobby Lobby used to have some. They don't carry them anymore. The Sugar Whip.
Hobby Lobby get rid of all of their good
I
yarn.
don't remember what it's called. Oh, Rhapsody. It was called like Rhapsody by Yarn Bee. So
This
I don't know
stuff
if you,
is Hobby Lobby yarn.
huh?
The stuff I'm using is Hobby Lobby yarn.
Yeah.
Oh,
but
and it does not break with your hands.
they cut out like so much. Now it's like 2 things, and it's hardly anything. 2 aisles, and one aisle is I love this.
Yeah, one aisle's bulky, and the other's I love this yarn, and I
Yeah,
don't want either of those. Thank
one
you very
aisle
much.
is that stupid giant blanket yarn and like the huge jumbo finger knitting yarn.
Yeah.
And then there's Hobby Lobby yarn and like a little tiny section of other stuff.
Mm-hmm.
That's
I used to love their yarn though, and then I got real sad. So
Yeah.
I don't know why StreamYard won't let me put the name of the store in the regular comments. So I put it in the private chat.
Oh, Anne can put it up because she knows how to do that.
And smart.
Thanks, Anne.
Yeah. I smart like Hulk.
Hallowed Angel's finishing her 3rd sweater for the Sweaty Sweater Challenge.
Ooh,
I
Man.
didn't even
That's
knit on mine.
I didn't even
'cause you're
try
good
yet.
like that.
Wow.
Legit. Like, can I make a tiny sweater for like a mouse? Does that count?
No, but you can do a baby one. It can have short sleeves, but it must have sleeves.
Ooh, I'm making a baby sweater for my neighbor. Maybe I will get something done.
Yeah.
You know what my problem has been though? I've been working almost every day of the week, which I know some people are like, so everybody works all the time. But I'm also homeschooling my kids, and then I'm
Right.
also a stay-at-home mom, even though I've been working
Right.
every day of the week. So I haven't had time to knit, which is, I'm not complaining. Lots of people,
Life has phases. Like
Okay.
one of my favorite song lyric. It's not a phase. It's not forever. It's just a phase. Oh, that's pretty.
Yeah, it's
is
just
pretty.
soft and fluffy, and it's not very big, but some
Marl it.
I like how that.
Yeah.
Oh, she wants to know if you marled it. It's
Did you
just
marl
yarn,
it?
right?
Or is that the
No.
yarn?
Here, 1 second. I will grab the
Yeah.
band on the
Cool.
yarn. I have it somewhere else.
I like the way that made that red stripe in the middle though. Like I
Yeah.
like it when self-striping yarn does stuff that looks like it's on purpose, and you're like,
Yeah.
oh, good. Like,
I meant to do that, totally. I know, whenever I post, like, I always use that same blanket pattern, the beginner round ripple one, and people are like, oh, it's so beautiful, it's amazing. And I'm like, I just picked yarn that stripes, and it's like the simplest pattern in the world. But I'm like, thank you.
yeah, no, don't ever be like, oh no, it's not me. Totally take it and own it, right?
Yeah, it is Yarn Bee Arabella, which is also a Hobby Lobby brand.
And I don't think they have that anymore.
Cool.
Probably
I
not.
don't think they do either.
I got it a while ago, and yeah, but yeah, it's marled. It's half cotton, half rando acrylic.
Oh,
and
I did have some of that. I had some of that. It is
Yeah.
pretty.
And yeah, I thought it looked nice and seascapey. But yeah,
Yeah.
I will give it a wash, and I hope that it grows. But otherwise, it's just like, stroller size or whatever. It doesn't always need to be a really big one.
You don't always need a big one. Exactly.
No.
And it's funny because my kids are old now, but they still have like these little tiny blankets that were made for them. And they still like use them for things. They don't necessarily like, sleep underneath them because they're giants now, but they still use them for stuff, which is nice.
Still snuggly and comforting.
Exactly.
Hey, my kid still, he doesn't technically sleep with it every night, but it's still in his possession of his moosey, the stuffed moose that he had. And I remember the first year that we went on vacation, and it was only like a few years ago, that he didn't want to bring it. And I was like, but it's Moosey. He goes on every vacation. I was like, you have to
How will he feel when he's left behind?
Yeah. My oldest kid has a railroad dog, which used to be my husband's stuffed animal, and then he passed it on. And like, lucky my mom is a seamstress. She sewed him a new suit because his overalls were all worn out from being loved. And they've stopped holding him every night. And I'm like, but where's Railroad Dog? Oh, he's in here somewhere. And I'm like, but why aren't you snuggling him? Why?
Yeah, and I did like,
Thank
I will
you.
say, any new parents, I'm just saying, buy multiples of the Lovey if you can, because this is technically...
Unless it's passed down from daddy.
Yeah,
Because then you're out of luck.
And you're screwed. But this is Moosey like 3.0 because...
Did he know that?
Yeah, he did. Because actually it actually was a gift from my oldest son, and he didn't want it. And actually, I'm definitely never getting rid of them because they were a gift from a friend of mine who passed away. So now I'm definitely never getting rid of Moosies. And we had like Moosey 1.0, and he used to like his comfort thing when he was a baby was he would squeeze like his ear or tail or something. He would like rub it like that, so it squeezed all the fluff out of it, and then at some point I think it broke or got totally flat or a hole or something. He was like 2, and he's like, Moosey broke, and fix him, and I'm like, I don't know how to refluff a dog or moose. So it was one of those like Kohl's, like how Kohl's does the stuffed animals like every year or something. I think for Christmas or something. It's like Kohl's Cares for Kids or something like that. Girl, I was on eBay buying like 3 extra moosies.
Yeah. No, for real. That's a real thing.
I think there's legit 3 moosies in that bedroom.
So
Single Farm says that it broke her heart when her son stopped sleeping with his monkey. So, but I'm glad to know I'm not the only one who's like, but why aren't you
I still
snuggling
sleep with a
that?
stuffed animal. and he fell apart, and someone had to remake me another one, which I have. But
Yes, I'm sorry, Anne.
no, I was just gonna say that our pal Polka Dot had a shop update, and I'm not gonna say which one in case all y'all cartjack me. I'd be very unhappy. But one of them is so dang cute. I'm just look at this like it's like it's so beautiful. I'm like, but
you can't describe it because you don't want us to tell you.
I know. No, it's one of those I guess loveys, I guess. So it's not just like a stuffed toy that's like kind of long and slightly blanket like. I'm like, it's so cute. It's painful. Like, how
That is so
does she
funny.
make him so cute every time?
Yeah, I am not good at dolls. Like I've made a few amigurumis, and their faces look all wonky, and they don't look like cute like other people do.
It's one of those things when you make toys, like their eyes have to be
Yes.
exactly perfect, because
Yes.
otherwise the expression just
Yeah.
isn't right.
The only time I ever made one that I was really, really proud of was I made the Dr. Hooves My Little Pony. You know, that My Little Pony that looks like the 10th Doctor. It's a thing, apparently. I'm not familiar with My Little Pony fandom, but apparently it's a thing.
You know,
I'm not familiar with Doctor Who, so I
And
missed
we're not
that part.
going into the
10
weird
years
part.
ago was a wild time to be on the internet.
We're not going into the weird part of My Little Pony fandom. This was not the freaky side. This was just,
No.
This was for a kid who
This kid
was
just likes
allowed.
Doctor Who and My Little Pony. And I somehow managed to get the eyes perfect with the little corner of the white in the black, so it looked like they were like looking at the corner of their eye. I don't know how the heck I did it. I mean, it was a pattern I followed. I didn't make it up. But I was like, man, this thing actually looks decent.
Yeah.
Never again. Ever.
I know. Well, the one gal, Dot Pebbles Knits, who always has those lovely, beautiful patterns.
God, they're so cute.
I have still yet to make them, but it's always like, oh yeah, if you could marl 3 very fine yarns at once and follow this exact shaping, and then you'll get an absolutely perfect triceratops.
I will say her patterns are amazing. They're very, very, very well
and
written.
like shape the eyelid over the plastic animal eye, and I'm like, what?
Who
What
is
are you
this?
doing? Dot Pebbles Knits or Dot Pebble Knits,
Dot Pebble
wherever
Knits,
the S is in there.
Yeah, Dot Pebble Knits,
Okay.
I think, and like once a week or once a month or something, she does a free one.
Mm-hmm.
Free
Yeah,
pattern,
so
I can't remember.
not to advertise for her, but sign up for her newsletter and get free patterns.
Get a free pattern.
I haven't used one once, but I saved them in a nice little file on my computer.
I did. I made the yellow duck, which was supposed to be a duckling, but I purposely picked bigger yarn so I wouldn't have to deal with such tiny needles and stitches, and it ended up like this big. And he looked like a duck. And then I made a mallard duck for a lady at church who had her first grandson, and I like drastically misunderstood a part of the instructions for his belly underneath, and realized basically his belly would have been inside out. I was like, oh no, we're gonna make this work, and I fudged that bad boy, because guess what? He lays on his belly, he sits on his belly, nobody's gonna look at it, and they don't know that it's inside out.
It's so funny.
So I fudged it and made it work.
You have a condition.
I was like, because it wasn't like you pieced it together. Most of her pieces are like, you don't piece things together. So you pick up stitches and hook like the belly. So the belly was attached up by his breast, and then but it was the wrong way. So I fudged it and made it work.
It's fine.
That's what I would have done.
But her patterns are really, really well written.
Oh, they're beautiful.
That's cool. I always tell my students when I'm teaching knitting and crocheting, like, it's okay to fudge it sometimes. Like when we're learning, like I want them to do it right. But like when we were doing the Amigurumi class, or, we were making these those oversized sweaters we made, like, I'm like, if you miss a stitch, like just make it up the next, like you don't need to rip back the whole thing.
Right.
You can always fudge it.
I mean,
Unless,
sometimes it matters, and lace work or a pattern or whatever, but
right, that kind of thing. But like, especially with like, stockinette, you somehow knit 2 stitches together one row, that's fine. Just knit front and back. Like, it's not a big deal. Like, work it out.
Yeah.
Because like I want them to do their projects well, but I also don't want them to be like, oh my God, I missed a stitch, I don't know how to fix it.
Right.
Like we want to be able to work through these problems. So
like crochet,
I'd
probably rip it back. I'd fix crochet, but it's so much easier to fix crochet than it is knit.
Well, it depends on what you're making when you're crocheting.
Yeah.
So
but if it's like 8 rows back, then no, I'm not gonna fix it.
Exactly.
Like I realized
that's why I taught the girls, like,
on my blanket.
Yeah.
And it's the beginning round ripple. I'm like, ain't nobody gonna notice that. Some space right there. So we're just gonna keep on going.
Exactly. That's the thing. You gotta learn how to do it well, but then after that, you gotta learn how to work with what you got. So that's what we do.
Yep. So what else is new?
There's not a whole lot new.
I haven't paid any attention to much of anything. So if anything important happened, I missed it.
I haven't either. We started a unit on espionage this week. That's been a lot of fun. Everybody's like, oh, we're all done with school. And I'm like, oh, we just started a 6-week unit, but okay. Whatever. My kids are enjoying it. They keep asking to do it, so I'm all about it.
Like, okay, kids, we'll learn some spy stuff.
Yeah.
Who doesn't want to learn about ciphers and invisible ink and whatnot?
DK's like, she's like DuckDuckGo, and she's like, for homeschool research purposes.
I think it's important that you kids know about.
You can always get that Sizing People Up book that was written by an intelligence agent here in the U.S. that I had to make like a spy network. And now he works in sales because all the tactics that he used to make connections for his spy network proved to be really lucrative.
That's funny. Awesome. No, I don't have to do any DuckDuckGoing of anything. I bought a unit. The woman listed all these things. And then today I was on the library website going, oh, look, this book looks cool. It's about spies. Oh, this book's about spies. Like, so we're going to do like a bajillion read alouds. And that's like, and we're going to do ciphers and send coded messages to people. That's going to be our new game plan.
That's cool.
Kids, you can do all of your language work and your math in coded messages as long as the answers are correct. I don't care.
All right, do your homework in invisible ink, but then I'm going to check it.
If this candle doesn't make it show up, then you're in trouble. Because that's what it is. You've got like you gotta use the heat source to get the color to come up.
I did that one time in homeschooling. I don't remember what we did, but I think there was lemon juice involved. I don't remember.
Yeah, it's lemon juice, and then you use a candle to like lift it. Oh my gosh! But you know what? We struggle with them wanting to do school. And so if they're saying, hey, can we do this? Can we do this? Yeah. We played a game of bingo. You would have thought that I gave them $1 million. They were like, can we play bingo again? I'm like, okay. I was like literally like cleaning the table and calling cards off while we were doing it. I'm like, this works for me. Like I got stuff to do. It's fine. Right. But I haven't done any knitting. I haven't watched any news. It's been like, yeah, no, I did my Shark Week pattern. I can only do one thing a day, one thing a week. That's that one.
I'm excited for Shark Week. It's gotten to the point in the Shark Week planning that people, Amy, and also others are like, so are we doing this for Shark Week? And I'm like, yes, we are.
Oh, I answered your email.
Oh, good.
Speaking of, I guess if we're talking about events that have happened, and since you mentioned Shark Week, did you hear who's not allowed to participate in the Olympics?
Oh,
no.
Leah Thompson.
Oh, yes.
I didn't know that they had qualified.
I did hear that.
They did qualify, but then they got together and had a discussion. So they ruled that if you went through puberty and had all your hormones up until the age of 14 and older, then that would disqualify you from taking part in women's sports at that point. So Leah's already filing a counter to that.
That's a step in the right direction, at least.
Yeah.
Leah.
So,
every time people say that, I'm like, the girl from Back to the Future?
No. But yeah, I don't usually have a vocal response to like when I like see news articles, but I saw that and I was like, oh, and I was like flipping stuff up.
Yeah.
I saw the I know. I'm excited. Okay, Olympics are like my favorite. I love the Olympics. It's the only sport I care about. You know why? America. And we can go for our Commonwealth buddies. Like, yeah, screw you, commie scum. It's the best. And also, it's very easy to see who the winner is. Faster. Flips.
Well, that person really runs. Good job.
Yeah. USA.
I always like watching the gymnastics parts of it because I'm like, how did you fit those springs into your heels to do like that triple flip in the air? Like, that's amazing.
I really don't like Olympics. I don't really pay any attention. I do know that two guys from locally, I think, on swim are either in the Olympics or they qualified for the next one. And then some golf dude. Maybe that was the PGA, not the Olympics. Is there golf in the Olympics?
I don't think so.
Okay, must be the PGA.
It might be.
But
I don't know.
I don't know. But like some local high school swim guy is something. I'd have to pay attention so I can actually focus and pay attention.
That's funny.
So I guess he made the team. I don't know how that works. I don't know how any of that
Yay, he did something.
works. Yay.
Woohoo,
USA.
you did it.
USA.
USA.
Oh, Failsafe points out that the USA won cricket world champion, which was the funniest thing because like the
We play cricket?
Exactly.
That's why it's funny.
Well, because the thing is like it was against the Pakistani team, and like cricket is a huge deal. So the people on this team are a huge deal in Pakistan, and the lead guy on the American cricket team is also like a Silicon Valley software engineer. Like this is his part-time deal that he's on the U.S. cricket team.
Wow,
That's
that's kind of crazy.
I remember the first time I played cricket when I was in England, and I don't know why, but like my crazy Jerry Springer birth mother was like, I'm gonna have you go to school, at the local school, and she didn't really seem to understand that, the British children start going to school at 4 and not 6, so I was already behind when she sent me there. But when I showed up and they were trying to explain cricket to me, my teacher was like, "Oh, just treat it like baseball. They're the same thing." And I was like, "Oh, okay, I know baseball, right?" And so they did the thing where they threw the ball and I like cracked that thing and like sent it flying. I was like, "Did I win?"
Did I win?
Like,
like I don't see the 3-4 bases, but I'll just be like. And they're kind of like, no, you're out of bounds. I was like, no, the ball's over there. You didn't catch it. And then we had to understand the difference between cricket and baseball.
Oh, I Googled it. I looked it up. Okay. It's one of our high school students. He will be competing Tuesday, June 18th, which is today, in the United States Olympic team trials in swimming. So what does that mean? I mean, he's trying to get on the team?
I think so.
Yeah, he's trying to qualify.
ooh, he'll if he's on depending on what category he is, he could be up against the gay British swimmer who does the knitting.
Oh, fancy.
We got excited.
How would we know if
Which one he is?
High school. He's in high school still. How does that work?
Good for him.
I think
I guess that's true. That's like all the gymnastics girls. They were all in high school. Okay, his name is Caden Hedrick. Let's see if he made it. Let us Google.
Oh yeah, sorry. Liz points out that Tom Daly is a diver. My apologies.
That is also true.
Oh, that is true.
I forgot.
He isn't either. That was not fake news.
That's all we really care about. Do you knit?
There's a website called swimcloud.com that you can look up all the swimmers.
Be right back. My dog knocked a cable over.
How do I know if he made it?
Don't know.
Oh, the trials are in progress. Oh.
But yeah,
Yeah,
back to the cricket thing. That the memes were just golden because it was like, wow, I can't believe there's this brand new sport and America has dominated.
Brand new sport.
Right. It's like, I don't get it, but
I get it.
we're winning.
So funny.
Anyways. I'm a sucker for the memes.
Huh?
I'm a sucker for the memes. I'm sorry. I will
Ian
laugh.
loves memes.
I'm an easy audience.
I'm here for memes, like all day, every day. Like, look, we signed a football player whose name, well, it's not his name, but it's his nickname is Kool-Aid. I'm like, look, I'm here for the Kool-Aid memes. like Kool-Aid Man. Like, I'm here for it. Like, let's go.
That's funny.
Kool-Aid. Like, so no, I guess. So when do the Olympics actually start?
Early August, I think.
Huh?
What?
I think it's August
Oh, okay.
in Paris.
Ooh, fancy. Oh la la. Oh, that's too big.
Hopefully the hotels will be better than the last place they went to. That's all I heard about from the last Olympics was like they
Yeah.
put all the athletes up in like these really terrible hotels.
Yeah. Well, I heard something
Oh, really?
about Paralympics and like how the thing doesn't have air conditioning, and they're worried about the that safety of it with some of the activities.
I mean, it's true in Europe they don't really have AC units,
Right.
so
Yeah, but when you're cramming that many people into a stadium, I would think it,
I mean they do it with football all the time.
Yeah.
So,
But are they open air or are they closed?
I think the stadiums are all open air in England. I don't know about Paris.
I'm just imagining the smell.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. The athlete smell and the people smell and the people who don't use deodorant smell and don't shave their underpits.
It's like going to a convention. I understand.
I don't like people enough to be around that many people. So
No, I
I'll
don't
go to
either.
a concert every now and then, but that's about it.
I've gone to more lately than I thought I would ever, so it's been an experience.
It's suddenly become a job requirement for you.
Yeah, it's like we need you to go to these places and sell things. Like, oh, okay. Like, can I sell you a comic book? I'm looking forward to actually going to Denver. It's supposed to be like a smaller convention, but I get to go and hang out with like Mike Barron again, and he's like such a charming guy. So
He is the coolest dude. Okay,
He is
just from
Was
like
he?
seeing him online. And I didn't know he was from Mitchell, South Dakota, which is amazing. Like
Mhm.
of my kith and kin, with the second highest suicide rate in the state is Mitchell, the Corn Palace. Fantastic. Everyone go there.
Yeah, you've sold me.
I'm
Boy.
telling you.
Great marketing. I approve.
Yeah.
But last
You
time,
told me the other day y'all have cool weather. I mean, you're trying to sell me with that. If you just sold me with suicide, goodness, I mean, I would have just,
Got to keep on top of those statistics.
Is that per capita or?
how does this work?
Anyway, sorry, Carol.
Oh no, I was just going to talk about how great it was to hang out with Mike again. So, Mike, first name basis. Sometimes he calls me to be like, "Can you tell Eric something?" He'd be like, "Yeah, I'd be happy to do that for you." He taught me
I don't know
this.
who this person is.
Mike Barron's a comic book writer.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
DK, we rarely know who they're talking about.
Well, I'd like to pretend that I could know if I
Also-
wanted to.
Sorry, the handful of comic books I have read by him, the Punisher ones, are flippin' incredible. Those
Have you
are
seen-
amazing books.
Have you seen his every now and then he's just like he just mails some comics to me. He's like, "Here, have some." I'm like, "Oh, thanks." Right. Let me see. I have to go through them all. That one's by. So we did The Architect. Have you read that one?
No, I haven't.
It's really fun. It's got like a cyclical theme in it that I really enjoy about burial sites. I also want to let you know that I didn't think I really needed to know about werewolf cowboys, but like he sent it to me and I was like, what the fuck? This is really good.
Cool.
Yeah.
The only comic book in my house
Oh,
is
sorry.
Riververse. I was going to say the only comic book in my house is Riververse.
Well, he's
Oh.
writing Gooding, so
Gooding's good. Gooding's good. It's good.
I'm so
We have a
excited
lot of
for it.
graphic novels,
I mean,
but
it's
not any of that.
I have a lot of graphic novels. I might be looking at like a whole like 4 of them. I'll send it to Anne. Hold on.
My kids are into graphic novels.
Are
Dude,
they?
I don't know if I'm a good parent or not, but we went to Barnes and Noble because one of them had a birthday and they got a gift card.
Oh.
And they got Dragon Ball Z manga. And I don't know what the age range is on that, but they've already watched all the shows, so I kind of figured it must be all right. Hopefully. I don't know. But the one kid who didn't want to read is reading it all the time. So, like, how am I going to say no?
Yeah.
I don't know. Like I said, might be a bad parenting moment on my half. I don't know. But then again, reading, I don't know.
Well, anything to get him going. But I was gonna say I haven't got it yet. But Mike Barron does another series, a new one that he's doing called Florida Man, and I'm like, it looks hilarious. But
Is it based on the Florida Man stuff?
oh yeah,
Oh, good. That sounds interesting.
He's just got such a fun sense of humor. It's really good. And when we went to the convention, he was like, I'm gonna show you a secret technique to get around the convention. I was like, oh, okay, what's that? And he's like, when you walk, do this, right? And I was like, but when we walked and he did this, people literally got out of the way. And I was like, what the fuck? It works.
Gills, show me the ancient wisdom.
The reals, yo.
Yeah. I even used it at the meetup and people got out of my way. I was like, wow, it still works. This is amazing. All right.
Shark fin your way through. Just go.
Pretty much. Because it's mostly because they all like know that you're walking that way. I'm trying to fit all my comic books into this shot for you, Anne. It's not working. I have too many.
Sorry, I will definitely not pan my camera to the stacks of crap.
Me neither.
Do not.
No,
Though,
never.
sorry, I'm just looking over. Here, stack of crap to my right, other stack to the left. It's like, it's exciting.
It is exciting.
Got all the Anvil magazines.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
By this guy.
Yeah.
Richard's delightful.
Sorry.
Don't die.
I tried to mute myself. It didn't work.
Oh no.
Oh no, it's almost working. Yeah. Anyways, Caro, all that to say, I'm very jealous.
Okay.
Just know that.
I don't get to talk to many like I guess legends in my industry like that. So like when I do, I want to like really geek out about it, but also kind of realize like not everybody's like on the same page as me. It's like because I told my dad about it and he was like, "Oh, that's cool, Pumpkin. Who is that?" I'm like, "It's a cool person, Dad." He's like, "Oh, okay." Take that.
How funny.
It's like, Dad, he did the I don't pay taxes Punisher panel. That's all you need to know.
Yeah. Well, for him, yeah, that's definitely his jam. Welcome
Sorry.
back.
Amazon man.
How dare. Did you scare a package out of him?
Yes, I did.
Oh,
Razor.
good.
Woohoo!
Woo.
I've been expecting yarn from Joann's. Because I caved and bought the Lion Brand gradient yarn. I
Mm-hmm.
don't know if anybody's seen that yet. It just came out.
No.
I caved and bought that.
I haven't
It's like
bought
the
Lion Brand
mandala.
in like a year.
Mandala, the mandala, however you say it. But gradient from like white to like, a pink or purple or something like that. So I had to get that for baby blankets. It's for the babies. It's for the babies. How could you not?
What is... I'm working on the Insomnia Shawl by Gotham Knits. What is the Insomnia Shawl?
I don't know what it looks like.
I know who Gotham Knits is, and I don't know what the
I don't know either of them, but I'm going to look it up when I'm done. Because I kind of want to see what it is.
I want to know.
Sometimes I pretend that I might make a shawl and then I realize who I am and I won't. So
It's okay. I'll make them for you.
I was gonna say, the opposite of Caro's problem.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm always like,
I-
oh,
there's
it's
a lot
time
of
for
things I
another
like-
shawl.
I
Yeah,
can't.
no, I like to pretend I'm going to do something, and then I'm like, wait,
I've
no,
made
nope, it's me.
tons of murder knit shawls just cause, but like, which are really like shawlettes, unless you just really go big or go home. But like, I once upon a time had a plan to make a shawl for every lady in church, and I have a stack of them in my closet, but I've only gotten like 5 done, and there's more ladies than that. So,
So say, how many ladies go to your church? Because that sounds horrifying.
well, I already gave one lady a blanket, and I use like big chunky yarn because she's always cold. So I just like combined like 3 worsted weights together and just made her a giant huge blanket. And then I made the minister's wife a blanket. So that's 2. I mean, not a blanket. I made her a shawl, which I've never seen her wear. So,
I mean,
Yeah.
but
You
to
never
be
know,
fair,
though. She might be the kind of person who like wears it around her house in the
it was
morning
one of
or
those
something.
long. It was the one I did for Neil in blocked one. It's a really long rectangle V-stitch one, so it's really more of like a cozy up blanket kind of thing.
Yeah.
And you know, it's got to be a certain kind of shawl to wear it to church. Even I don't wear. I mean, hello, we only have maybe like 3 Saturdays a year that you can do.
Yeah. But
I have to look it up now.
she's on a mission.
yeah, no, that's cool. My aunt, somebody just sent my aunt who whose son got burned. They sent her a shawl and they sent him a blanket with a dinosaur on it. I wish I'd taken a picture before I gave it to him because it was just so stinking cute. And it was dinosaur, but it was done in like blues and cream, so it wasn't like a dinosaur. It was like it was nice dinosaur.
Like you did.
So
that.
yeah, it was really cute.
That is cute.
But
I'm telling you, some of the stuff I get in these packages, I'm just like, I have got to step up my skill game because like these people are like, especially the knit ones. I'm like, wow, like I just don't think I have that skill set in me to make these things, and these people make it and give it to me for babies. It's like, wow.
yeah,
Very, very, very thankful. Very.
it's awesome. But it's like, but then again, you might hit the point in your life where that's where you have the time to do it.
Oh yeah.
Like the lady who sent them to my aunt, I think she's in her 80s. Like,
yeah, I will be that grandma, like, who's just like, okay, I'm retired, and I'm just gonna, like that's what Denise is just like knit all day. Like if I get her, if she leaves, now they do travel a lot, because now they're retired and they can do that. But still, it could be a week, 2 weeks before she doesn't leave the house. I'm like, that sounds amazing. Like I can't wait. Can't wait. Only 20-something years to go.
There was when we released before we were about to release the Yara comic over at work, my boss would let me know that he might need me like on hand to like do some website writing, right? So like for products and stuff like that. So I canceled like all of my plans for the day, right? And so all I did was literally sit in this chair with something to put my feet up. I had anime over here and I had work over here, and I just crocheted like all day. And my husband thought it was absolutely hilarious because he's like, because normally, it's on the weekend, like I have things to do, like house chores, errands, I schedule it, like I have mandatory friend time, all that stuff. And so he was like kind of watching me. He's like, I think you've accidentally taken the day off. And I was like, you're right. Like I'm not doing fucking anything. It's weird.
And it's awesome.
Yeah.
It's like, awesome though too.
Yeah.
Like I'm actively waiting.
Yeah. This shawl is really pretty. It's a knit one. This is how Neil would get me to knit something. Looks super cute. I don't know if I can let me open image in new tab so I can see if I can make it larger and share it with you guys if you want to see it. I think it's the right one. True Crime will have to tell me. Share screen.
Oh, and speaking, there we go.
There we go. What?
I was going to say, speaking of true crime knitter, which reminds me of Murder Knits, which reminds me of Tabitha, which reminds me that she has a new episode out, but it's under a different name now.
That is a pretty shawl.
That is a very pretty shawl.
I think the yarn really makes the
Yeah.
difference in that. It's really
And that's
pretty.
doable, Carol. You can do that.
Mhm.
I could. This is how you guys get me to start knitting.
You're gonna have to.
On
You can't. You cannot hang out with us and not learn at some point.
But I like being a hooker.
I'm a hooker
You can,
too.
but then you can
Okay.
be bistitual like the rest of us.
Bistitual with us. You're bistitual, like me.
We all are.
I could
Yeah.
put that on my Twitter handle. That would be great. It would confuse everyone.
Yeah. No, but most of us can crochet and knit. Not
Yeah.
everybody. There are some who choose not to do it, but
Yeah.
Okay, I'm
often
gonna.
there's overlap.
Yes,
I'm gonna-
Tabitha is back with a new episode. Cabot Cove Knits, right?
Something like that. Miss
Yeah.
Emmy Marple says that you can still find her if you search for Murder Knits, though.
Oh, okay, cool.
So.
It just popped up
Yeah.
in my subscription, so I didn't have to search.
I know it says
Right.
hobby, but it said it was made by Gotham Knits, so I thought this was the right one. I saw a True Crimes
Oh.
No.
response.
No, she says that the yarn is Hobby Cotton.
Oh, this is
or
how
Hobie
daft
or
I
whatever
am.
the heck that's.
Probably
True
that's
Crime
the-
Knitters
probably-
Bistitual.
Probably the hobby one that I use. That's the stranded one, like the one that Caro's using. But hobby has it.
Yeah.
And it's
Okay.
like 4 strands together, and it gradient like merges or whatever you call it.
Hmm.
Slowly, gradually gradients.
I will make my transition
That's-
from crocheting to knitting in phases.
That's
So
my
like,
professional.
yeah. So I'm going to start with Tunisian because I think that's the way I'm supposed to say it. So I'm going to do Tunisian and then I'll move into knitting after that.
It is the gateway. Telling you.
Can you do Tunisian also, Amy?
Yeah, I just don't care for it.
I've
As
never
much-
tried it. I don't
to-
care. Like my
to
mom will
me,
make like
as
hot
much
holders
work
with
as
it
it
and
is,
stuff.
I mean, because you're going like I only know the basic one. So I mean, since you're going one and back, I'm like, I could also knit in this time frame. So
Yeah.
just-
That's,
Yeah.
so.
I mean, okay, I don't do very much crochet. I mean, I'm making the Granny Square sweater. But I don't, but also it's kind of my mentality, like, look, when I drink whiskey, I drink whiskey. When I drink water, I drink water. It's like, why would I make crochet that looks like knitting? I
Yeah.
could just knit it.
Right.
Like,
Yeah.
if you want to, that's cool. But I'm like, I'll just knit it. I don't need to fakey
Yeah.
do whatever. I can just knit. I really enjoy knitting, actually, more than I do crochet. So it makes sense for me.
Yep.
I think some people
No, I think that
Tunisian might be easier on their hands, maybe too,
Fair enough.
than knitting. But
I'm afraid
I
of
mean,
dropping stitches. That's my
Yeah.
fear.
you get over it.
it does suck more than in crocheting. But
Someone said it's hard. What is it? Is it really
What?
hard?
what
Tunisian.
Tunisian? I don't know if Tunisian is hard. But
Tun-
Tunisian is
Tun-
not that hard.
Tunisian.
Yeah. I don't know.
More
I think
difficult.
it's a personal
Yeah.
preference kind of thing. So
Yeah.
Okay.
you might try it, you
But
might
if-
hate it, you might try it,
but
you might really like
If
it.
you
It's hard
do
to say.
try knitting, are you right-handed or left-handed?
I'm right.
Okay, if you do try knitting, just try continental style.
Okay.
That'll make way more sense to your hooker brain
Oh, okay, good. Got excited.
because the yarn is on the same side.
Oh, okay.
So.
I have so much to learn.
Well, that and you're spinning
get
too,
there.
which I'm very impressed by.
Wait,
I was
what?
like, oh, I'll do this too.
Oh, I got some fiber because I wanted to learn how to spin. This is like how it starts. It's like I could spin my own yarn, and then like
Yeah.
next thing you know, I'm buying 11 acres of yarn or land with like sheep and stuff like that. Like I've heard that this is
Seriously.
how it happens. Yeah.
It is.
It is how it
Gateway.
happens.
Yeah.
It's gateway, which I refuse to learn to spin, mostly because I know there's no need for me to learn to spin. Have yarn, have plenty of people who dye yarn. I don't need to add a step to the process.
Well, not to, encourage you too much, but also hand spun yarn is really awesome to use and prohibitively expensive to buy.
It is.
So,
The hand spun yarn I've gotten, I don't love it.
Mm-hmm.
So either that's just me, or
but
See.
it's so pretty.
This is what I have. This is hand spun. It's my mom's. So
Oh,
I didn't
trust it.
have to spin it. And it's actually fairly even. I should make something with this. It's so pretty. And
See,
it's a gradient.
That's like I have a friend. She's a lovely friend and a beautiful human being, but she makes, and I've never bought her yarn because she does a lot of the art yarn,
Mm-hmm.
and that's just not my jam.
Yeah, no, this is pretty even. This is pretty, it's plied fairly evenly. And she's gotten better since this too. So
Like she
she'll
does like
spin something. She'll be like, here, you have it.
yeah. Like she does like the thick and thin, and I'm like, no, why? Why do I have two different weights on the same thing of yarn? That's not for
And
me.
that turns into like an art yarn tapestry kind of thing. Yeah.
Right. And I'm like, no, I'm making baby blankets and hats. Like I'm only now if you like hand spun yarn, she makes beautiful yarn. Her name's the Fine Lime, and she's beautiful and it makes beautiful stuff. It's just not for me, you know. And she's been around forever, so
yeah. I tried to get my mom to spin me art yarn, and now that she's gotten better, she's like, I can't do it. I cannot do this. I can only spin fine, and that's that. And I'm like, okay. So
I refuse to go down. Get used to spinning. You're not taking me down, Anne.
Okay. It's fine. Well, as I've said before, spinning is something I only do if there is a specific project that I'm like, yeah, I need hand spun yarn because I want to create this, or if I'm so at a loss for all my other projects that all of knitting is in timeout, and I'm just gonna go spin for a while and let this whole thing blow over.
Yeah, I can definitely see how it's
on
meditative, you know.
Mhm.
But also, if I brought a spinning wheel into this house, he might divorce me. So, like, he literally half of this room is
Yeah,
yarn.
just get like a little hand spinner. Just trust me.
But that's how it starts. See, no, that's how it starts.
It's so easy. It's fun.
Then you're
Or
getting
like one of those little electric ones. And you're like, oh, it's not a whole wheel. It's just it's a whirly gig. It's not nothing. It's fine.
Yeah, just like it was just some Hobby Lobby yarn, and now it's hand-dyed yarn, and now it's an armoire full of yarn, and now it's shelves full of yarn. Now it's a podcast that it's an excuse to buy yarn, and then
now I gotta get sheep.
Hey, if it's a podcast, it's a tax write-off. I'm just saying.
Not when you're not a real business.
Okay, fine.
Not when you're just you and you're dragging your sister along.
just doing it because you can.
Just doing it because I can.
I just wanted to try it. You know, I saw so many people having fun with it, and I was like, I want to have fun too.
How it starts.
Yeah, that's the reason I won't try. I have a feeling it would be addictive, and I would like it. So no.
I don't think I have it in here. Like my first strand of actually spun yarn is pretty ridiculous looking. I think I have it in there to remind me of where I started, so I don't get like cocky.
It's easy to get cocky when you're doing this stuff.
Yeah.
Been doing it for 7 seconds. You're like, I'm so good at this. And then you're like,
look over at the one strand, like, nope, gotta remember my lessons.
Yeah. Yeah, sometimes I'll get super cocky, and then my mom will whip up something, and I'll be like, never mind. I'm still learning all of it. Thank you. So.
I know, I'll get mad at something. And I'm like, doggone it, why didn't I get this right? And then I'm like, okay, wait, remember the first things you made? Okay, remember that picture. Like, you could be so much worse. You come a long way, baby.
No spinning. Yep. Somebody said don't start sewing.
I already did that too. That's how I migrated to yarn because I used to sew all the time. But sewing requires you to sit in front of a table with a sewing machine, and it's hot in there all the time. Whereas knitting is portable, and somehow it's less hot when it's wool on top of you. I don't know. It just makes sense in my head. And it's portable. And that's how I segued into knitting and crocheting.
And you can watch TV. It's a nice time.
It was, yes. Like you can hear the TV when you knit. Not so much when you sew. So, you know. course,
Yeah.
now we have
I
like
can
Lucy
sew.
Pipe.
I just don't want to.
I would
Yeah,
just make like ornaments, like eyeball flowers. That's how I sew. Like little craft yarn things.
Yeah,
I still need to make my bouquet.
I can sew enough to get by if I need to, but
Me too. I haven't done it in like 20 years, and it all came back to me. I was working on a project for one of the kids' things, and I'm like, oh, wow.
yeah, it's like ride a bike. Yes, I used to have as much fabric as I have yarn, so it clearly doesn't matter what the craft is. I will obsess over it. So.
I think that's normal.
Which is actually how I met. That's actually how I met Molly Klein Design of Sweet Tea Yarns. Is because I de-stashed fabric to her.
Oh, wow.
That's actually how I met her, and then now I've subsequently bought a lot of her yarn.
So it really worked out in her favor, at
Worked
least.
out in her favor big time.
Yeah. I do like her yarn. I don't think I've ever
Yes.
bought any, though. I look at it and then I go, oh, yeah, I don't have that much money. And then I wander back home to my stash that I still have too much of. So,
Yeah, I pretty much stick to just a couple of dyers now. I would love to buy from everybody, but I have too much, and B, life is expensive, and I've been doing better. So, but sometimes they get me.
yep.
I almost bought Lynn's. I know a guy. I was close. The rainbow
I
one.
got a skein of it for my mom.
'Cause,
And
the name is awesome. That was the best name.
it is an awesome name.
I think Caitlin came up with that name. That was the best name, and it was beautiful. But I was like, just bought her Advent. hang tight. There'll be a coupon code. There'll be a free shipping Friday or whatever she does. Fifth Monday, whatever thingy. That'll be coming at some point. Yep. So maintain.
I'm getting that, and I'm getting Shark Dressed Man.
I have
I'm
no
excited
idea
about it.
How long do we have? July 7th?
For what?
July 7th. Yeah. Oh, and while sitting here,
I have no idea what I'm going to do.
I don't know what I'm going to make either. I still have to decide on a pattern. But also, Susan of Delightful Works, here her bags that she sent them.
Oh, she makes such cute bags.
I know. There's like, says here Shark Pass for
is it like a map?
Yeah, it's a map with boats and stuff with our Raiders of the Lost Shark theme. So all the
my husband's gonna be very excited because last year he was so excited that it was an excuse to watch Sharknado. You made him very, very happy, and so now he'll be excited that there's an excuse to watch Indiana Jones.
There you go. I seek to please the 11-year-old boy and everybody.
Every man, because guess what?
Every man wants to watch Sharknado and Indiana Jones and probably Tomb Raider. And get a little Angelina Jolie action. Yeah. Oops,
there was something Shark coming out. What's coming out? Something new Shark is coming out, and somebody posted it.
Is it the one in Paris?
Maybe.
That they called it something. They called it something stupid, but then they're like, "You mean you didn't do Shark de Triomphe or Death on the Seine or?" Miss all the puns.
That's a good pun.
I have a free unit I got for my kids for Shark Week. It's about the Shark Lady. I think she's called the Shark Lady. We're totally gonna do it during Shark Week.
The Shark Lady.
I think so.
You're gonna have to teach us about the Shark Lady then.
I will. But yeah, I totally. When I saw it was for free, I said, well, that's something we're going to do because then I can take pictures of my knitting while I'm teaching them about sharks, right? Like, why not?
Yeah. Yeah, I have no idea what I'm going to do. I really don't. Because it's after 4th of July, so it's not like I have any days off in there other than the weekend.
Right.
So.
Well, that's one of the things, too. I mean, Discovery chose the dates and everything, but I wouldn't want it to be on a holiday, even if they do, because then you're preparing for other stuff. And
Right.
Yeah, busy.
The last year I did
Got
a
stuff to
mermaid
do.
show.
I mean, not that anybody can't be busy during any time, but it's like, let's try to not do the
Right.
direct.
Right, but like I only have time to knit like at night. So, like I said, either that week I will not go on any podcasts, or will be really simple
because
that I can do it on the podcast.
well, we haven't planned out a schedule yet, but I'm sure we'll be doing a few live streams through the week. So, I mean,
right,
We'll have to see, what kind of week it falls on.
pick out something simple. So, what days is that? Saturday or Sunday to Sunday?
I think it's Sunday to Sunday.
The 4th is Thursday.
Yeah, that's Sunday.
Maybe. Oh no, the 5th is Sunday. Man,
What?
I was thinking that my boss might give us off Friday after the 4th, but that's not going to help me, and it's just the 5th.
Right.
Okay. Be like, I can't go to church on Saturday. Sorry, I'm busy.
Just bring it to church.
I definitely can't knit in church.
Why not?
No, we do not knit in church. We take notes in church.
Oh.
No, I can
Good
knit
for
on
you.
the car on the way there and back, but
Mm-hmm.
no knitting in church. So I don't know what I'm gonna make. What is everybody? What's the peeps in the comments making? I can't see the comments. So has anybody said what they're making?
Nobody has said anything.
Do y'all know what you're making?
I don't know yet. I don't know what I'm making yet.
Don't,
no.
not helpful.
I know. I'm sorry.
I haven't really thought about it, honestly.
Well, that's the hard
I
part.
need
Is trying
to.
figure out what's
I
Because
know.
like last year, I took the easy way out with the maternity shawl. I was like, okay, well, my goal is just to use up the whole skein, so that other than whatever you might have left over of weaving in. But so that was a relatively straightforward challenge to myself.
See,
look at this.
But
There's a hat release from DK.
see,
There is
perfect.
but it's probably color
But
work, and I don't do color
You don't
work.
do color work, do you? You gotta learn. It's not hard.
Not unless it's under duress. So, and I do not need
Why?
Sharpie is already duress because I'm just not good at it.
Why?
I'm not good at it.
How do you knit? Do you knit continental?
Yeah, continental. Yeah,
Can you knit the other way?
no.
Not
Like
at
my
all.
fingers stop working.
Oh, okay.
Like I've tried to knit English, and I'm like, I can't make it go. Look at my fingers do
'Cause-
not do it.
That's the reason why I have gotten good at it, is because I can knit with each hand. So I can
Yeah.
hold one yarn here and one yarn here, and that helps.
I mean, I can do it, and I have done it, and I have the cool little ring that helps you do it. But it's not my chosen method. And Shark Week is stressful enough.
Yeah.
Andy
I
says
get
that
it.
she's making an Indiana Jones emotional support chicken. She
Who
thinks.
said that?
No, that would be cool.
So we have socks,
With
an
the hat and
emotional
everything?
support chicken.
I hope with a hat. I'm just imagining like a little golden idol egg that it can sit on.
That would be awesome.
Helen Angel says she's thinking about making a cowl, but her daughter's going to be in the end of her pregnancy, so all those plans might go out the window.
Oh,
So,
see, and I
well,
think
when it's a little bit closer, you can decide.
Didn't Cheryl have
Yeah.
a shark?
Mhm.
Love
Yes,
me?
she has two sharks. She has a hammerhead shark, and then she has the great white shark she did last year,
Yes.
Mhm.
which is a cool pattern.
So I could try that. I don't know. I would just really be sad to rip out a toy. Like,
Yeah. I found a shark cowl on Lovecraft Spot Yarn online today. It has intarsia. Never did intarsia. Cool. The sharks from Wise Owl Knits, yeah. So,
yeah.
And Tarja is cool. Y'all should do it.
First things first is I have to go find some yarn because I know I have fish, ocean, shark themed yarn in my stash.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Which we're supposed to be fluffing our stash anyway from Texas Beach Knits. I have not fluffed my stash
So,
yet.
did you see what Katie said? Excuse me, let's talk about this for a second. I'm making a pool noodle floaty chair. I'm making it all up. Wish me luck. I so desperately need to see what this is going to be because
I know. I picture it. I picture it.
I can picture it too, but I just really, the whole
So
thing
cotton?
sounds very intense to me, and I just need to know what's going to happen here.
Is
Cotton yarn?
It's got to be cotton,
It's
right?
gotta be cotton yarn.
so you're stitching the pool noodles into a chair?
Yeah, you've never seen those. I'm assuming, and she can correct me, but I'm assuming you've never seen those like sling. Oh wait, you're aware it's cold all the time. They have these things for your pool, and it's basically like 2 pool noodles on the end, and in between is almost like a hammock of
Okay.
fabric. And sometimes, usually they're mesh of some kind because then the water goes through it, and you kind of sit in it, and your butt sinks in the water, but then your arms are like on the pool noodles, and you can make them like they have them like fancier than that, where it's like 3 edges, or whatever. But I had the kind that was the 2 noodles on the end and the hammocky thing in the middle. So that's what I'm envisioning.
Okay.
I don't know if that's what
She says yes, and she says cotton. So I guess the Amy's on the right track.
So it's basically like a
Interesting.
mesh, and then you sit in it, but the pool noodles float. So then you're kind of like just kick
I
back.
mean,
I am fascinated. Like I am. That is so cool.
Which that is a really good idea. Just don't make the mesh too loose, because the water's going to stretch it out, cotton or not. So I would go way tighter on the mesh than you think you need to. Just my thought process.
and I mean, I think she has kid, right? So like, they're gonna try to do stupid things like jump into it and whatever. So like, tighten it up a little.
Yeah. Yeah.
So,
And she could make it 2 layers too, so that like if one part gets a hole, it's not like the end of the world and it goes through them.
How much prep stitching can I do? You can do a swatch.
Yeah. You can swatch and
My kid doesn't get to sit in it.
Yeah.
You can do anything you like, but day of any swatching, anything else. No. You cannot have started on anything before the day. Like you can try something and pull it out, or try something and have that be a separate project, but whatever you do for the week has to be started.
I was about to say, just thinking out loud here for Katie's little project there. Can she make a miniature Barbie one to make sure it floats?
She can do whatever she wants to. She
That's
just
a
cannot
prototype.
start
the
this
week
project
before and then do another
Like a
one.
prototype.
Mhm.
Make sure it works.
Yeah. Yeah, but she can't start this actual project
Right.
until
And we can wind, correct?
you can wind, you can swatch, you can print your pattern.
Okay.
Any
Everything's
accoutrements
cast on.
that you need can be ready in your bag, whatever.
It's not cast
But the
on.
project can't start.
Okay. We haven't said the parameters, but what is the time that day on the 7th?
I say it starts from midnight Eastern on.
So
that's our time zone.
Whatever your time, midnight Eastern is.
Yeah.
Okay.
Deep sea yarn and coastland cowl. Fingers crossed to finishing. I'm gonna have to check out some of these things and see what's up.
Mm-hmm.
But
because I'm pretty sure that I still have the yarn Carissa made. Remember when Sweet Mountain Crafts first started and she did like a photography thing and you sent her pictures and she dyed yarn based on the pictures? Because Joe won the whole thing. And I'm pretty sure she did. I remember she did mine because mine was one of the top final 4 or 5 or whatever. And I bought mine and it was beachy theme. So I should go dig that up and use that.
That sounds fun. I'm totally gonna go make a kid sweater now for my neighbor, and then I'll have something for the Sweaty Sweater Challenge, and then I kind of want to go look for. Lori's saying have a Shark Week start party.
Yeah, I think we should.
Yeah.
I just realized that Lynn sent me something to send for a prize, and I haven't shown it off yet. Silly girl.
Good timing, because I was about to say I'm gonna go. So glad you thought of it now.
It has been 2 hours.
Yes.
Yeah.
We are at that point.
Yep. Time for
But
food.
she sent me some golf balls, some sweaty golf balls. So
What?
there we go. The winner of the
Holy-
sweaty sweater challenge, amongst other things, will receive.
Sweaty balls.
Yes.
That's
Oh my
hilarious.
gosh. Lynn is one
The
of a
random
kind.
info that's in Lynn's head makes the random
And the
info
things
in
that-
my head
yeah.
happy.
Yeah. Yeah. And the things that she comes up with, it's fabulous. So,
Love it.
all right. I'm going to go because it's that time.
Yep, it's that time.
And
Thank
I
y'all
feel
for
the need to
having
wear
me.
pajamas now. So,
I'm
Do we
already-
all
I've
wanna
clothes
sign
on
off?
long enough.
Do we want to sign off then, or?
Yeah.
I think so. I think we hit the
Yeah.
I
time.
think it's the time.
Okay, I'm
So,
ready.
friends, thanks for watching. And girls, thanks for coming. Ladies,
Of course.
people. I don't know what that was, but cool. And
It was
I
a
didn't
thumbs
look
up.
oh, it looked like you were pointing, and I'm like, what is she doing?
No, I was like thumbs up. Yeah. Okay. Cool.
all right, guys. Thanks for coming. We'll see you later. Bye.
Bye. I'm waving. I'm waving. Goodbye.